Listen, you don't need a new job. You need a new vision. Trust me when I tell you, okay? Right now, you keep switching jobs, but you're still feeling empty. You're still feeling empty because the problem is not your paycheck. The problem is your passion. Okay. Right now, you're chasing better roles, you're chasing higher salaries, you're chasing better benefits, you're chasing newer teams, you're chasing a different environment. But guess what? You are still feeling empty inside and you're still feeling stuck because it's a maddening cycle. The truth is that you're unfulfilled because of the passion that you have within you and what it is you truly desire, because you're not living a purpose driven life. That is the real problem. And that is what we're going to talk about in today's episode. Okay. Now, whether you're new to me or true to me, I want to welcome you or welcome back. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Listen, my name is Katrina Marie, also known as the Boss Chick Biz Coach, and your fearless legacy leader. I'm also a freedom strategist, but I'm a holistic business coach and an RN health and wellness educator. And I left the corporate arena, corporate America, at the height of my career in exchange for my own freedom. Okay. Yes, I was working a cushy corporate career, making a six-figure salary, great benefits package, the perks, the benefits, the whole 9 yards, and I still was unfulfilled. I was someone who considers myself now and then even a job hopper. Okay. And you may be someone like that yourself. And what you're really chasing is true fulfillment that you're not going to get in that corporate environment. I'm sorry to say, it just isn't going to happen for you there. Okay. And so that's why now I support women like you, women who are high achieving entrepreneurs, right? Very entrepreneurial spirits, free spirited people, type A personalities, high achievers, you know, your type, my type, and successful corporate career women who want out, right? They want to transition out. And you want to build an aligned and profitable online brand and business without sacrificing your soul and sanity or compromising your health, your healing, or your happiness. And so that's what I'm here for, to take a holistic approach to help you do just that. Because I believe, solidly believe, that when we heal internally, we expedite our external successes. Okay. And so I want to talk to you today about the illusion of the next job, right? The next and the next and the next and the next and the next, because we're taught to believe that a better job equals a better life. And not necessarily so, right? As is the case for me, was the case when I was in the workforce, as is the case for you. So, you know, you keep getting promoted, for example, and if all it was about was a better paycheck, a better paying job, the next best thing, right? Then why aren't you happy? Why don't you feel the fulfillment that you desire, that you're searching for, that you're desperately seeking, if that's all it was about? You see what I'm saying? And so for me, on paper, it looked perfect, right? I had all the credentials, the whole alphabet soup of credentials behind my name, 3 whole degrees. I am educated, okay? I have worked in corporate for 30 long years, 25 years in healthcare as a registered nurse, a clinician, woohoo, right? 20 plus years in leadership, and a very impressive 3-page curriculum vitae. And I have worked in some very, very prestigious roles from some well-renowned healthcare organizations whose names you know, okay? And still, over that long period of time, I kept hopping to another job and another and another and another. And on average, I worked 1 to 2 years. 2 years, we need to celebrate, okay? Break out the champagne because I am doing something big here. But on average, a year or two. The longest job ever in the history of me working. And I've been working since I was 15, okay? I am 55 as of this recording. And I was just never happy. And that's why I kept hopping. I was hopping for happiness, I suppose, right? But the bottom line is, like I said, I looked perfect on paper, but I still felt disconnected. I still did. No matter how high up the ladder I climbed, it didn't matter what proverbial ceilings, I reached. It didn't matter what positions I had. It didn't matter how important my title sounded. It didn't matter how much money I made. It didn't matter the great benefits package or that there were some parts and pieces of what I did that felt rewarding. None of that truly mattered as much as what mattered more, which is when I actually followed my passion and connected it to a profitable problem so that I can get paid doing the work that I love with the people I was truly called to serve. And I had to do that outside of the corporate arena. Okay. So I need you to know that the real issue for you, just like it was for me and for many of us, is the lack of vision. And that's why I'm saying you don't need just another job. You need a better and bigger vision for the better, bolder, more beautiful, blessed, bright future that you hold. Okay? For the 2.0 version of you, not the you right now. So without a vision, you'll just keep doing the same thing. You're going to keep rebuilding someone else's dream while deferring your own. Ask me how I know. I kept putting my dreams on the back burner while building someone else's, right? And that is no way to live your one and only life. We only get one chance at this thing. Why not do the work that we really, truly love? So I believe a job is really a temporary assignment. The bigger work, the more permanent work that we are here to do is the work I'm talking about. And that's why you need a bigger vision. Most people don't need a new job. They need to redefine success and what that looks like for them. What does it look like for you? Have you really thought about what it is you truly wanted? You, not what everybody else thinks you should have, or what everybody else, society or your family or your friends or what have you, think success should be for you. I'm talking about, what does it look like for you? In your own mind, what do you envision for yourself? In your heart, what do you feel it should be? In your soul, what does it crave? You understand what I'm saying? Like, have you gone deep? Have you blocked everybody else's voice out so you can hear your own? That's the question. So and you may have heard this quote, and I'm big on quotes, and I'm going to say this: without vision, people will perish, right? And so will your passion. I'm going to say that again. Without vision, the people perish, and so does your passion. So we need to have vision anchors. Okay, because we need to have vision because vision anchors you in your passion. Sometimes my brain gets ahead of my mouth, or my mouth gets ahead of my brain. We need to make these things match, right? So, but I have so much to say that's in my head, but it's also in my heart. And so sometimes things come to mind as I'm in the middle of saying something. So it just is what it is. But do you understand what I'm saying by that? Like, a vision gives you clarity on what you say yes to, but also what to walk away from. That's what vision and clarity does. So when I had more clarity, I stopped applying to everything and anything. Like, why? Like, the job hopping I'm talking about, I stopped going from job to job to job to job just because it looked good on paper, or it sounded good in the job description, or, I felt a good vibe when I went for the interview, or the title sounded important, right? None of those things mattered to me. The pay was more, the benefits were better, and I still wasn't satisfied fully. And I couldn't figure it out for the longest time. I just couldn't really like put my finger on what was the problem. I'm making the most money I've ever made. Every job for the most part in my career, I had gotten a better job, a better paying job, closer to home, more autonomy, more flexibility, more freedom in some way, maybe, not entirely, obviously. It was like that golden handcuff syndrome, right? And so I kept convincing myself that this is a sweet deal. Why would I do anything else? Why not have my cake and eat it too with the cherry and sprinkles on top? Ain't nothing wrong with that. So that was true even when I was first building my business. Now, partially because I was using that to fund my dream. But the other piece was I just kind of felt more comfortable keeping my foot in the door of familiar territory. Right? It was familiar to me. I was making great money. Not every job was a toxic job situation or hostile work environment. Some things that, wasn't necessarily how I would have preferred them to be, but it was tolerable. We convince ourselves that it's not so bad. But really and truly, inside, I knew the truth. And inside of yourself, you know the truth. But see, the thing is this: when we know the truth and we can admit it and accept it as the truth, then we also have to do something about it. And oftentimes the reason why we don't like to really look too deep inside or dig deeper, peel back those layers, look ourselves in the mirror, have conversations with ourselves in isolation, is because when we know the truth, we know, as smart as we are, we're intelligent women, we know that we have to do something about it. And a lot of us don't want to do something about it. And that's the problem, right? So I had to reframe my mindset to understand that it really, for me, wasn't about job hopping. It was about soul searching. That's really what it was for me. And so I had to pull away and shut out everybody else's voice and get still, get quiet in order to get clear. And once I had the clarity that I needed, my vision couldn't have been more clear. It was literally a divine download. I knew exactly what I needed to do and when. And I acted on that immediately, okay? So now before we go any deeper, if you're getting what I'm giving and you love these gems I'm dropping, go ahead and leave a comment right now so we can get this discussion popping. Girl, I need to know, what are you feeling right now? What aha moments are you having? What's pulling on those heartstrings? Where are you in the journey right now? Are you feeling what I'm saying? Because I would love to have this conversation beyond this video. So let's continue the dialogue. And by the way, if you are getting value from my content, then go ahead and subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss a single episode whenever I drop new content and or go live. Okay? Now let's get back to what we're talking about. And we're talking about the vision. Getting clear on the vision so we can build the vision, right? Once you build the vision, then you can build the life. You got to have the vision first, right? And before you build the business, you got to have the vision and build your life or the business around your life, not the other way around, because I've made that mistake and I don't want that for you. Build the business around the vision, and the vision that you have, you will be able to build the life that you want, the life that you desire, the life you dream of, the one you deserve, right? So, and for me, that's when everything changed. That's when everything shifted, is when I got clearer. Okay, clear on what am I supposed to do in life? What did I really want out of life? How was I actually going to get there? What was the work that was required of me, right? Who was I called to serve? What am I supposed to do? What, you know what I mean? I asked myself a lot of questions. And so, and that was really the most important piece. And even more importantly than that, or equally important, is my why. Because there are some tough days. Let me tell you, it is not easy. Okay. I will not tell you a lie. It's not easy doing this work. but it's so worth it. And I'm just here to say that when I got really clear on my vision and my why, girl, you can tell me nothing. Okay. I took off. Like I was in launch mode for sure. Like I talk about getting into radical action because I was so excited to find myself again. Like I felt like I was getting lost in all of this corporate thoughts. Okay. And I really needed to figure out what is it that I really wanted to do and what I wanted out of life. What did success look like for me beyond the confines of corporate America? You know what I'm saying? Beyond the cubicles and the C-suite and the corner office with the window view. Like, okay, beyond that, who am I? Who is Katrina Marie? What does she want? What does her future look like? What is success for her? You see? And that's what you got to do for yourself. So I just want to offer you some encouragement. Like you are the vision. And now you just need to trust that. Okay? You need to trust that. And I don't want you to waste another year, not another month, not another week, not another day on your next employer to give you a life that you were meant to build. You were meant to build it. Okay. And if you need help building the life that you envision for yourself, or even knowing what that looks like, or getting clear on any parts of, the stuff we talked about here. If you want to know what your freedom path looks like, if you need an exit strategy, if you want to free yourself as well, like I did, then you need to hop on a clarity call with me. Okay. It's a freedom and focus clarity call where we do exactly that. I give you the insights you need. We give you the clarity you need and so you can figure out exactly what you need to take the next steps and not only reach your next level, but honestly reach unimaginable heights. Okay. Unimaginable heights. So join me either in a VIP day or in a group coaching program, or like I said, just get on a call with me and let's figure out ways in which we can work together. You can also follow the link. I'm going to have all of these resources pinned in the pinned comment below, as well as in the description box. There are a plethora of resources to meet you exactly where you are. So something here for everyone. Okay, go ahead and peruse around and check out what I got to give and take it what I give it. Okay. But like I said, if you want to work together, then go ahead and make sure that you definitely get on a call with me, because that's going to be the first order of business in getting clear, is working with someone who can help you shortcut your way to success. Because honey, I've done it all. Okay. And I really and truly want to make sure that you are set up for success, especially at this big old age, at this phase, this stage, and this age of your life, right? It's no need for you to live another day, another waking moment, being unhappy, being unfulfilled, and still trying to figure it out. Why? When there's people like me who's right here, willing, able, and waiting to embrace you and to help you along your journey. So I hope you found this helpful. That's my time. I'm going to tune out while you tune in. Be sure to share this video out with at least 3 friends and watch the next video that YouTube recommends. Okay. As always, and until next time, I am wholeheartedly in this journey with you. Bye for now.